Uh,
I'm doing good.
Yeah. When I get over there Monday, we're having a talk, Taylor, because I'm concerned about you.
you should be more concerned about Josh than me right now.
By the way, I'm live. Just giving you guys a heads up.
Okay. Well, I'm worried about him too, but I can get to you. I can't get to him.
Where's my vugging?
Let me get my little character sheet up. Let me go ahead.
I do not. Oh,
Yes, I'm into my character sheet. I need to sign it. Yeah, okay, whatever. Just sign me in, bro. Yeah, that email. Use that one.
hey,
Your
ow.
audio is glitching.
I haven't heard that one before.
Collections, my characters.
That one might be copyrighted, though. I know this one isn't copyrighted, thank God, but...
D&D Beyond, hurry up. I want to see his stats. There we go.
You got a little bit of time.
And actions. That way I have
Keyword
my
is a little bit.
stuff's ready to go.
Oh.
I'm in the chat. Oh.
Praying the roll. The dice gods are in my favor. No, they're not.
Okay, you guys are just pre-rolling. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Opinions.
Stream all set up?
Yeah, stream's ready to go. Are we all ready?
That heft. Oh. Yes. Fuck it.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
waiting on you,
okay,
bro.
we're all good.
Do you ready?
Live scene to PC. Oh wait, no, that is live scene D&D. And then we gotta go here, and then we gotta go here. Okay. Cheers everyone. Welcome to the next session of Rolls on the Rocks. I hope that you all are super excited for episode 5, as I know that I am, and as is everyone else. So, welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and get right on into it.
Why is my talent gods doing this again?
Well, as always, I am your dungeon master, Papa Cesar, and we are joined by the lovely adventurers who have their first time as D&D. During the next session, we stopped right after the adventurers had made it to the tavern, and we're given a room for the night
Yes.
because of the Thousand Sons' warm welcome as he was recognized for the first time. We're going to cut back in as morning approaches, and the adventurers are waking up.
Okay.
Just stretch. Oh boy.
Oh. It's about time.
Alright, I'm ready for the day.
You guys make it stairs to the tavern portion of the inn, and the mother that thanked you last night, Ra, is waiting patiently by the door.
I wave over to her. Just it's a pleasure to see you again, madam.
She approaches you and says, Thousand Sons, I just wanted to give you more proper thank you. Yesterday tensions were high, and you did bring my daughter home safe. She is doing well, and we greatly thank you. But again, we just wanted to give you this small token of our appreciation. And she hands you a bag with a measly 3 or 4 copper coins in it and says, I'm sorry, but this is all that we could muster.
I smile. It is more than enough. You are most welcome.
She thanks you again and then leaves.
Oi, what'd you get that, a Thousand Son?
A very kind donation, a very kind gesture from the mother.
Ooh, well, what do you know? How much did you get?
I look at him. It's only. I kind of lean into you. It's 4 copper pieces, but it's more than enough.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hey, money is money, is it not?
Yes, indeed.
Makoto, are you there?
I'm still getting out of bed, bro.
I want to make sure what's going on.
Yeah.
Where's the sword maiden?
I have no idea. Should we go and check on her?
As you say that, you hear the familiar crackle, what sounds like Makoto from outside. Makoto, you are still in your room awaking.
Good.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Perception.
No, Makoto.
Oh.
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 Okay. My clinkety clanks. 4.
What?
Well, I rolled the 20 and then I got a 4. I mean, I don't know what more to do.
Okay. Well, you
Oh my god.
all that story building in my head for you to roll a 4. Ready to go, bud.
Look, these numbers, I don't know, bro. I didn't go to school for math. I don't know what these numbers mean to me. Like, other than 20 and 1, the rest are just kind of there.
And you don't really notice anything. But I'm gonna go head back to the other adventurers for now. You guys hear what sounds to be like Makoto outside laughing.
I got wicked bad, bro.
Oh, I guess she's outside then.
Hmm.
She must have gotten up early.
Do you guys run outside?
I do. I head to the door.
Mm.
Can I make a check to see if I like realize it's not her, or is there a way to tell the difference between the two?
You know what? Give me a check.
What was it?
Insight.
Insight. Yes.
I'm headed for the door, so I've got like my hand on the door at this point. I'm ready
Dude
to
is
go.
booking. You are living up to your character right now.
Mhm.
Oh, modified 6. Thanks.
You think Makoto's outside?
Okay. I just stroll behind him.
Door's open. Out we go.
You guys open the door, but don't see Makoto, but hear the laughing again coming from atop the tavern. You
Well,
turn your heads, and instead of Makoto, it is Otherworld Makoto standing on the roof.
oh, shite.
You're in darkness. She looks down and says, 1, 2, you're missing 1. I can fix that. And she snaps her fingers. Makoto, you are whisked through the door, down the stairs, into the front wall, out the door.
Oh my
And
god.
you
Is she?
could-
Did she even get dressed?
Rest. She's But this is
Okay.
going to be the most bedridden you guys have seen Makoto. Hair kind of like messy, clothes not fully completely on, but on enough to not show any nudity.
Jesus fuck.
This man literally This man literally had me up here like Fiddler on the Roof, and then decided to just isekai me down this. Okay, I'm groggy. Time to
And
wake up.
now whipped outside, she goes, 3. Now that everyone's here, we can play a little game.
I hit my
she's-
head on the door as she's whisking me outside, and I yelled, "Oh, you stupid bitch!"
As she said, now we can begin. You guys hear a loud thunder clap, and it vibrates kind of the inn in front of you.
Oh,
Uh,
The other building across from the inn,
Mhm.
small farmhouse. On top of that building, you see a Hannah, but a female version. Circles lining her dressing. Her garb is more of a traditional cleric style, but blood and acid drenched across the paintings. She stands and looks to the mirror version of Makoto and goes, "But it's my turn to play with them, not yours." Makoto raises an eyebrow and says, "They killed my pets, not yours. This is my fight. Go home, little one. As that happens, you all hear a very familiar horn raise up as the three of you are now still in place again. As Aurelius comes strailing through the town upon the and says, "All right, guys, this is my fun. They're coming to me, not to you. Stop interrupting them." As he finishes his sentence, Red Raw comes running around the corner in a flash from the other direction and says, "Yeah, let them be. It's our turn. You guys have had your fun. We've barely got to play with them." While this is going on, the three of you are just stood there silenced right now, being held by the horn. Does anyone want to say anything during this conversation?
I thought that the horn nullified her speech too, but
Oh no, he only blew once. You guys are just frozen.
Well, we're well and truly fucked now, aren't we?
Well, this could be a little bit of an issue, but if you all wish to wrestle me arm, I can tell you right now that your spine shall implode.
I'm seeing all of them. I am in shock, and I make a sly joke to myself. I've heard of the Sinister Six. Are these the Fearsome Four?
Sinister Six doesn't exist right now. Nobody gets a joke.
Denied.
I just wanted to be funny.
Shake down.
Other Aurelius actually turns his gaze to you and says, "Is that a challenge, boy? I'll take you right now."
A challenge as ever, you fucking reprobate. Get over here, come on.
As he starts to walk towards you, Red Raw whips in front and says, "No, that's not how the game is played. You know what happens when we go against the rules." And he stops him, and other Aurelius is looking him in the eye up and down, kind of debating whether he could throw him. But back and says, You're right. The stupid mage man does have some say in this goddamn game." And he turns to slowly start walking away.
I call out to the can I call out to the other Aurelius?
Yeah, go ahead. This is free. Open.
Hey! Mutt! Are you gonna let the other me tell you what to do?
Ooh.
He shrugs you off and says, 1,000 suns yelling at me. Last of your kind should have perished long ago.
Then how about me? If you run away, you're nothing but a coward, especially getting your little sissy tail whooped by another 1,000 sun, even if it is a cheap imitation.
He stops and turns and says, "You and I, when this game comes to a pass, will be some words, boy." For now, he walks over to you, and you notice at this point that he is sizably a little bit larger than you. And he cocks his fist back and hits you square in the temple. Give me a Constitution.
Constitution save? Okay. Constitution. It's not my best stat for saving, but we're gonna try. That is a 10.
You're going to take 4 points of damage.
Owie.
And you're going to be knocked unconscious.
Oh God.
You haven't fallen. You're just standing unconscious. Your body still can't fall.
In my inner mind, I literally am just like taken aback by all of this.
Aurelius then turns to Ra and says, "Now, 1,000 suns. When he wakes up, you tell him what happened. And I want you to remember it too. Keep your mouth shut. Let it boy."
Just bodied this man and left him standing upright. Like full on Zeus versus Adam. Jesus Christ.
So then he turns around and walks away. And back to the where he was standing in.
Oh my
God. Hannah, evil version Hannah, slowly descends the building. As she's descending, bones are appearing in Freddie, you no longer are seeing any of them.
No, I'm knocked the fuck out.
You got knocked the fuck out. The other two watch this as it happens, but the bones start to slowly descend under her feet. Kind of like she's levitating, but just dematerializing as she walks down. And she stands before Aurelius and kind of looks him over and says, well, you didn't kill him, and that's a problem. I wanted this one. And she pulls her knife out. And as she's going to slit Aurelius's throat while you two watch, a white streak comes across the courtyard without stopping. In an instant, the front of her head is now the back of her head.
Oh, yes.
And he stands there for a second, kind of waiting for what happened to realize. She puts her hands on the base of her chin behind her head and the front of her current head and whips it completely back around.
She's tough. I like that.
Well, that was inconvenient. She turns to Ra and says, did you have to do that? I would have just moved. And by the time other Red Ra has now lightninged off as well in chase of the white fish. And she goes, well, that was rude. Well, no sense in wasting a good corpse. And she goes to put her knife to the neck again. And this time Makoto stops her and lifts her into the air. And she turns and says, if you lift me up one more time, we're going to have a problem. He's already knocked out. You let me kill him.
I don't think so.
Makoto looks down and says, this is not the time, nor the place, and he will have all of our asses if you killed him now. And there's a hesitation in the air as suspense starts to sit in. As you can tell, the two of them are trying to exert force over each other. Anyone want to say anything?
It's between you two. I'm knocked the fuck out, so.
I look over to Ra and I question exactly what is going on in my sleepy haze.
I look over to I look over to her. I guess I could try and find out. I turn to the two of them. Excuse me. Yes. Which and
What do you want?
Yes. Hi. Still here. I would. It seems that we're all players in this great game that I've heard all of you at some point mention. Care to enlighten me a little bit more? Why can't any of you do what you wish? Does the supposed Mirror King have such a hold on you?
As you say this, a mirror pops before you, and the Mirror King steps through and sees the commotion going on. And actually addresses you directly and says, well, yes, there are rules. There are stipulations. You're not to fight them all at once. They're not to destroy you before you have the chance to, say, give them a challenge. The point of this is to have fun, not to end it quickly. If I wanted to do that, I would have killed you in the tavern. As he turns to Hannah, and he says, you, ma'am, have broken far too many rules today. And he raises his hand, and he uses a word. And as he says this word, all of you feel its presence lay heavy in the air. He goes, and she rushes toward him with a faster speed than Makoto was dragged out of bed, and his hand is around her throat.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I told you to stop breaking the rules. This was your final one. That little head snap that bastard I can't catch gave you isn't going to feel anything like what's going on right now. And as he says this, his hand starts to fill with a holy light. Aurelius, this light is so powerful, you have awoken to the power. So when you awaken, all you see is the Mirror King holding Hannah by the neck and a holy light emitting from his hand. You with your holy sense, can tell that it is divine.
What in the fuck?
He lets it flow through his hand, and you can see it filling her veins. He says, "Speak your necrotic self. down to the underworld where you belong. And for the rest of you, and he makes eye contact with each one of his generals that are not restrained. And even Red Ra has come back to listen and get eye contact. He goes, break the rules, and this is what happens. As she physically melts into a puddle into the ground, he releases his hand and looks to the three of you and says, enjoy the game. I'll see you with... And flows back through the mirror. Ra and Aurelius turn without saying another word, and you can tell the fear stricken across their faces as they turn and walk away. Makoto is the only one left standing on the roof. Your bodies, as Aurelius leaves, become your own again.
What just happened?
Yes, nice of you to finally join us again.
Yeah, was that nap good, friend? You missed a lot of what happened.
Mira Makoto floats herself down just out of your reach, but says, well, now that you know, and well, looking at the puddle, now that she's gone, it's my turn. And she pulls the map from your pocket with her hand in a sorceress way and puts it in your hand, Makoto, and says, go ahead, open it.
I'm scared to find out what happens next. I cautiously open the map, glaring at her while doing so.
As you open the map, the image is displayed to you. Everything that just happened happens on the map. Without the words. You just saw the images.
Okay.
As it catches up and even shows your other self looking at you while you open the map fades to black and then awakens inside of a stone room. And it freezes out there and stops showing images. The X that was originally on Aurelius's camp has been moved.
Now, does anybody else see this, or am I just seeing this by myself?
No, you can see the map currently.
Okay.
As that finishes, Mira Makoto looks at you and says, well, you gonna tell everyone what you saw?
Fucking hater. I scoff at Mira Makoto, and I lean in close. What is your end game? What are you planning to do to Ra and the big one?
As a white flash comes through, and you hear the sounds clanging of swords, but see where it rushes off the direction of Aurelius and Ra. She leans forward and says, well, I talked to the Mirror King. I want to go first. And as she says this, all of you need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
All because I asked the question. Oh my god.
I've already failed one, man. Come on.
I got a 6. So, well, that sucks.
Modified
6?
14.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I got a 6.
Perfect. No one can save. It was a 15 DC.
Jesus.
As she says this, Makoto, your vision starts to go black as you faint, and she turns to Aurelius and says, hey, concussion boy, time for a nap.
Not again.
She goes to Rock, lightning boy, and she puts her fingers on your forehead and says, you're the more challenging one. 1,000 suns. And you pass out as well. When you awaken, you are awakened in a room built by bricks. There are 3 passages. One to the north, one to the east, and one to the west.
My head. Where in the hell are we now? I fall asleep one time, and I wake up to find Mr. Mirror King fucking out here with all the rest of these fucking dumbasses, and now we're in the middle of a godforsaken labyrinth.
I despise her with all my heart.
I look over to Ra, get in line. I asked one question, and this is what I get.
Okay.
Makoto is now at the ceiling and flicks her fingers, snap away, and the torches in the room light up. She said, "Welcome to my game. I'll be your first challenge."
I look around at her game room. Well, I have to admit, although she's annoying, conniving, thieving, and a little bit of a psychopath, she's got good taste.
Did you say it out loud or in your head?
Out loud.
It's the food.
She's like, one would ought to know. She snaps her fingers again, and all of the torches down the halls light up, and you can see them turn down the hall. The oath. You are in a labyrinth. Welcome to my game. Make it to the center, and I am your prize. But we're not the only players. And that's all I'll tell you.
Great.
Hey, your fight. And she dematerializes with a bow.
She dematerialized.
Okay. Well, clearly, all right. All right, here's the deal. I'm looking right now at this little labyrinth. There's 3 paths that lay before us. We have a choice, and both of them aren't really the best. I can either A, try to figure out the right way to go with a little bit of magical sensing stuff, or we can all split up and go down one path each.
I'm going to say splitting up is the obvious wrong choice.
Okay.
I'm going to second Ra's observation by leaning into Aurelius and saying, "I put my hand on his shoulder, buddy. I think it's obvious she wants us to split up, but let's try to outthink her and beat her at her own game."
Okay, magical sensing it is then. I use divine sense to see if I can sense anything down any of the halls.
You sense something down every hall.
Every hall. That is celestial, fiend, or undead?
No. I'm giving you something a little bit different from your magic sense.
Oh, cool.
There is evil down every corridor.
God.
Oh, God.
Oh
He
boy.
just feels the presence down the...
Okay, well, I've got good news, I've got bad news, and I've got worse news. Which one do you want to hear first?
I'll just get on with it.
Alright then, bad news is, the whole magic sensing thing kinda sorta worked. The worst news is that every single corridor is evil. There is not a lick of non-demonic energy within this place.
Well, that's... So you're telling me either way, it's not good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seems we have to make a choice as to which path we will take.
Well,
Exactly.
as my mother always told me, back before I was split off from her, right is always right. So, I vote for the right path.
I just... I stare at him for a second in bewilderment, and I say I say we go right. Why not? I'll hear you out, big guy. And I tap him on the shoulder.
All right, thank you very much, wee lass. Glad to see that we're in agreement. All right.
Right, it is.
Yeah, all right. To the right path, then. I begin marching happily down the path, despite the fact that I have been bludgeoned.
Emperor. I mutter to myself, Emperor bless us.
So you're happily striding down that path, correct?
Yep, just
yeah.
kind of strutting, nothing fast.
I have a inner dialogue with myself, a thought with myself, and I'm like, we're trusting him, and he has been knocked out in the first 5 seconds. But you know what? Why not at this point? We've been asleep. We've been kidnapped. We've been whisked away. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? As if I'm
Aurelius-
testing.
Yeah. We're just walking down the path.
I know. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Dex saving throw. Oh.
Yeah. So real quick, Cesar, there is times in which you are kind of breaking out with breaking up with the audio. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
but,
Talk a little bit louder. Is that better?
yeah, it may help.
God, Dex is not a good skill of mine either. Come on, please. That is a 9.
I have 11.
No, only Aurelius.
12,
did it.
rather.
Only Aurelius.
I was kind of leading the charge.
Oh, okay.
Cador happily pepping your step, walking through. Not realizing you are in a labyrinth. You hear a pressure plate slide underneath your feet,
Oh boy.
That's not good.
and an arrow comes out and shoots you in the shoulder. You take 1 point of damage.
Son of a...
Oh God.
Careful,
Are you
sir,
okay?
careful.
Okay. Now I'm angry. Can anybody take this thing out of my shoulder, please?
Since I'm basically your height, I will take it out. This is going to hurt.
Just do it.
I just pop it out, rip it out.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly pissed off. Okay. Everybody watch your step from now on.
Yeah. You can say that twice.
Here, from behind you, down one of the paths, because you guys didn't make it far. You hear a large growling noise
Oh boy.
Oh,
Lot-
no.
going behind you.
It's behind us?
Yeah, it's down one of the hallways behind you.
I literally turned slowly, saying, "What is that noise?"
I just turn really slowly. Is there anything that we can see behind us? Or is it just the
Nope.
noise?
You just hear a noise.
I suggest we make haste the opposite direction.
That sounds like a good idea to me. I'm not one to typically run from a fight, but that might be a good idea.
I mean, you must say about strength for the witch.
I agree with him, joking, saying, "Listen here, strong warrior. It's better to be safe and away than to be dead and in the fray."
You're not wrong. Time to go.
You guys make your way down the corridor and come to another open room. As you step through, the doors on either side shut.
Oh boy.
Oh, great.
Fuck.
There were 2 doors left and right. You had turned a corner, so it looks like it could be adjacent. Had you gone straight, it could be adjacent to that room.
Mhm.
However, it's slide up from the ground. As you start to kind of look around the room now, as the torches start to kind of flood the room with light, you see frozen bodies piled along the walls.
Oh my
The
God.
room itself starts to chill down and
Woo.
cool. There is a small pedestal in the center of the room. On the wall behind, or on the floor in front of the pedestal, there is writing that looks to be like an elfish language
Mhm.
on the floor. As you look closer at the stacks of bodies, you can see small blue trails coming from the wall, like lines around the walls.
Oh.
Well, it's cold in here, that's for sure, and this is certainly interesting. But it's no colder than being on Fenris. Being in Fenris, I mean. Over there, it's nothing but ice and snow, so...
I shake my arms, kind of freezing. I'm glad you're comfortable.
You'll
Can
get
I
used
cast-
to it.
Can I cast Prestidigitation to warm warm myself?
You want to use? Is that a cantrip?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
What does it do?
I can cast a. It's a trick, that affects 1 cubic foot non-living material, and I like to cast it on my clothes to warm myself. Then I can. That's one of its things is I can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic feet of non-living material.
All right, yeah, you can warm your clothing up. So your robes, even though you're not decked out like Aurelius, your robes start to glow a very kind of vibrant orange. Looks kind of like a modern day, like a real life heater. Makoto, you noticed this.
Ah,
What are you doing? And what's got your voice so warm and toasty?
I cast it on her as well.
Your robes start to glow a little as your arms start to heat up.
Oh, that's a great feeling. Thank you.
I don't need no warmth.
I lean over to Ra. Is he always like this?
As I'm finding out, yes, as I'm finding out.
So ungrateful.
I carefully move forward into the room. Carefully.
While we're talking, you notice that it is starting to get cold enough to see your breath.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
And the blue walls are starting to intensify in light.
It's a good
But really, start to cautiously move forward, and I'll tell you now that there are no traps on the ground in this room.
I sprint forward.
I rush to the center.
You rush to the pedestal.
I guess I follow them.
All right, you
Yes.
guys make it to the pedestal with what looks to be elvish writing on the ground.
Oh no. Does anybody else know how to read Elvish?
No. I
No.
do not.
Because I don't think I do. Nope, I
I am
do
not.
not.
I am not proficient in other languages other than. Yeah.
I know how to speak Coleman and Giant.
Same.
I have to speak.
Um,
And it's-
despite the fact that I do not know how to speak this language, is there any way that I can try to decipher the written language on the ground?
You know what? Give me a history check.
History.
DC 20 or higher.
What are higher?
20.
20? Oh,
Yep.
okay. Thank
You
God.
don't know the language.
Oh, I'm too low. I need to do that after I make this roll. Well, it's better than the last couple ones that I've had, but it definitely ain't no fucking 20. It's a 15.
You look at it, and Makoto and Ra, you see him trying to read this, and you kind of stroke your beard a little bit, and you're looking at it even harder, and you look up and you look back down, and then you turn around and to the effect of say, "Well, I tried."
Oh, well. I tried my best. How about you two? You want to have a crack at it?
I take my hand and smack it in the center of my face.
Can I character try being a scholar? Try to decipher it, or maybe detect anything
with-
about it?
With being a scholar, your DC will be 18 or higher.
Oh boy. Nope. Not even close.
So Ra kind of does the same thing. He walks over. He's like, "Let me give it a try," and he kind of looks at it and he's kind of watching it and doesn't look at it for nearly as long as Aurelius did. Just, oh, never mind.
All right, lass. It's all up to you.
I push past. I push past Ra and Aurelius. I like how I look at Aurelius. I like how you took a month to look over it, and I glare at Ra. And I like how you, the scholar, the bookworm, Took one glance at it and knew it was out of your league. Let me give it a try. Okay. Oh, please.
One year higher. History.
Well, it ain't happening. I got a 2.
All right.
And well,
we all
Come
didn't
on.
go for book learning.
I will say that you notice on the pedestal there is a chalice that is connected to the pedestal. Look inside. Give me a perception check, all three of you.
Perception.
Okay.
That is a. Oh man, I think that's a 9. That is, and then
Dookie rolls. That's why I'm getting a 9.
Is +1, so that is 10.
12.
I have 5.
Aurelius and Ra,
Mm-hmm.
you notice on the inside of this chalice looks to be what kind of seems like dried blood.
Oh boy.
As you notice this, it starts to get even colder in the room. To the point where your prestidigitation is starting to not heat your clothes enough.
Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit chilly now.
We need to figure this out quickly.
Oh man.
I try to look like you said there's a chalice on top, yeah?
It's connected to the pedestal,
It's
yes.
connected to the pedestal. Can I get a closer look at that little chalice?
Yeah, you already did.
Oh.
The chalice looks like what's inside of there is dried blood.
Oh, it looks like dry. Okay. Man,
I have an idea.
I touch the chalice. I don't pick it up. I just touch it.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happens. I slowly reach and pick up the chalice.
It's attached to the pedestal.
Oh, it is.
Grown in.
It is fully attached to the pedestal. Okay, I cannot pick up that chalice. I try to knock away the. Well, I guess my best bet is I try to knock it off. I try to get it to come off.
I yell at him, wait!
Anything?
Yes, I fucking pull him aside for a second. Hold on for a second.
What?
I see the blood in there, so I have a knife. I would like to take my knife out, cut my hand, and let my blood drain into the chalice.
As you do, slowly, the blood pools at the bottom. How much blood are you putting in?
I'm filling the small. I'm letting it fill to the. I'd say 10% of the chalice, just enough that there's a decent pool in there.
You take 3 points of damage from cutting your hand.
Jesus.
And as the blood pools its to the 10%, a small orange light radiates from the bottom of the chalice and follows the pedestal down to the walls. And they start to get less of a blue, fragrant light as the room starts to heat up.
Oh. Well, no. Good thinking on your part there, Thousand Sun.
Thank you.
Well, look at that.
The room stops heating to about the original temperature it was when you guys walked in.
Oh, well, at least I'm no longer chilly.
We stopped the cold, but how do we get out of here? Is this question.
What if we have to fill it up all the way?
Well, there's 3 of us here. I've already given, I feel 10%.
I pull out my short sword and look up to the giant known as Aurelius with a devious smile on my face. Well then, big boy, I guess it's our turn. And I begin to cut my hand.
You'll take 2 points of damage. How much blood are you letting spill in?
A pint.
Jesus Christ!
Holy
it's a challenge.
fuck!
I'm dedicated, bro.
You filled the chalice all the way up.
Take another 4 points of damage there, homeboy.
Perfect.
Loss.
So 3, 2. Now I'm down to 20. Oh, that's 5. Now I'm down to 23. Let's go, baby. I'm
As
dedicated.
he fills the chalice, the room starts to heat up. More than you thought.
Rap.
Oh, yeah.
As the chalice fills, the orange light starts getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And starting to get so hot that you can barely stand it.
Is it getting a little hot in here? Or is it just me?
It is.
Yeah, it's getting a little warm. Getting a little toasty.
Is there any way I could drain some of the blood out of the chalice?
Yeah, you have cups. You have a traveler's kit.
I would like to drain. So if it's at 100%, we'll drain it 20%.
It is still getting hotter, as it had not reached its max 100% yet. You begin to sweat profusely.
Oh boy.
You overdid it there, Sword Maiden.
I was trying to fill the cup up. Don't blame me.
I'm surprised you're not feeling a little bit woozy from all that blood loss.
Well, I am a warrior, and because of my bloodline, we've been able to we take a lot of damage. So,
Well, your bloodline will not matter if we're all burnt to a crisp.
well, why don't you use a cooling spell then?
I don't think it works like that.
It doesn't matter if it still gets hot.
Maybe
Would you
we can
like
buy
to
some time?
Oh man.
What?
You want to drain more of the blood?
Yes.
Down to what?
That's a good question.
I
Half.
drained 20% of it, and it's getting hotter.
What about
We're at
50% of it?
7%
No!
right now.
No, don't do that.
What is he taking it down to? What'd you say, Makoto?
I'm taking another 20%.
Okay, the room starts to stabilize.
Oh, thank God.
More sustainable heat at about that's 60% mark.
Okay. Not all the way. Not all the way.
Okay.
Okay. Clearly, we need to find some kind of common ground in this cup. So, what is it at right now? How full would you say that cup is?
About 60.
65%? Okay. How about this? What if we brought it down to half? Right now, it's tolerable in the room, but it seems like we need to get it at a stable temperature where it's just right. So, what if it's like a glass half full type thing? So, we do half of the glass. Yeah? Okay.
I agree. It could be.
Okay.
Could
So,
work.
Bastard,
scoop
that's
out
it.
enough to bring it down to half.
As you bring it down to half, the room hits a very comfortable temperature. Kind of normal. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Oh, baby. Modified 19.
Did I just get
Well,
another fucking... I did. Are you shitting me?
4.
That is another 10.
Ra, you notice now that the room in the space in the room is heated up, and the bodies that were piled around are starting to melt. That they're just skeletons. You also notice on the back wall writing in giant.
In giant. Perfect. I do indeed speak giant. So,
So
You
do I.
don't, Aurelius.
I don't... Oh,
Rob-
I don't notice this, though. Yeah. Shit.
I would like. Can I read it from afar, or do I have to go and inspect it?
Do you speak giant?
Yes.
Okay. You can read it. On the back wall, it reads, "When the chalice has met its equal, they will rise. When they've fallen, the doors will fall and the rooms will open. You're the only one who read this right now because you're the only one who noticed it. The other two are still trying to play with the chalice. Got a note taker.
What is the chalice made out of?
What did you say? What did you say? What was on the inscription?
It says, when the chalice has met its equal, they will rise. When they fall, the doors will lower and the rooms will open.
When the chalice is is equal, they will rise. When they fall, the doors will fall, essentially.
You are the only one with this information. What are you and Makoto and Aurelius, what are you guys doing right now while he's kind of looking off into space?
I obviously with everything kind of melted or starting to melt. Is the chalice made out of any specific material, or is it?
It looks like it's made out of the material the wall is made of, the stone.
Okay, so it's made
like
of
it is to the.
I'm still trying to figure out how to. I'm taking measurements of the chalice to see what blood levels from the blood stains within the chalice we filled it up and reduced it to.
You've noticed the chalice is almost exactly 50%.
I would like to get Aurelius their attention. Just, hey, look on the wall.
Whoa!
You see, and you read it. It says, "Once the chalice has found its equal, they will rise. When they fall, the doors will fall, and the rooms will open."
Where's my fucking notes? Should be right fucking here.
We're still inspecting the chalice. You do notice that it is exactly half right now.
I can't believe I don't have any notes. I guess I'll write them on. I guess I'll write it on the back.
Aurelius.
I'll write it down later. Taylor has it, so I don't have to worry. You can send me a picture or something. Well, this is mighty interesting. What do you think it means?
And the first part of the passage is interesting. When the chalice has met its equal, they will rise. When it's met its equal, perhaps that is indicative of finding a balance in the chalice. And as we've done, we're not burning to death or freezing to death. But what stumps me is they will rise, perhaps pertaining to the skeletons on the wall.
But if they rise, wouldn't that mean that they
Initiative.
Wake up!
Oh hell! Willas, get your sword ready.
You guys don't know why.
Nat 20.
Uh, 10, 11.
14.
Oh, technically, nat 20.
Okay, so finish your conversation, but in initiative, you guys are first.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yay.
If it wasn't a surprise round. So go ahead, finish your conversation.
Our conversation was finished when we noticed the skeletons.
Thing, wake up, he's like, when they wake up and then
Yeah, when we saw they rise, we put 2 and 2 together and we're like, oh shit, these things are gonna wake up. And
As the two turn, you noticed 5 skeletons have appeared behind you.
Buddy.
this could
In
be
between,
a problem.
Makoto does not notice, but you two do. The 2 skeletons behind her that have their swords raised.
Lass,
What are you guys so
get your
afraid of?
sword out.
Makoto, you're going to take 5 points of damage.
Oh, buddy. Where'd that come from?
Sword
As I
Maiden!
turn.
As you turn, you see now all 7 skeletons have risen.
Oh, goody.
The other 5 skeletons do attack Goodbeer and Ra. You guys actually will only take Ra will only take get my D. 3 points of damage, being as he was the only one who was hit. The
Okay.
other skeleton, they ambled too hard to try and hit.
Ooh, they whiffed. Good.
It is top of initiative, you 3.
All right, they are undead, so this is gonna be fun.
Just to give you a description, they are basically bone with hair falling off of their skull, clad in
Mhm.
leather armor, broken short swords, and broken shields, but still have their leather armor on. You can see it section where each of them had died and the bones from their wrists.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Well, I need to know who's doing what.
Oh, good point.
I'm
good
still
point.
looking through my stuff, so someone can go before me.
I can kick things off, I guess. I will cast a first level magic missile. Which is plus 4 spell attack. Come on, baby.
They are just skeletons.
Modified 11.
That'll miss.
Fuck.
Damn. Wow. Okay.
Surprise, you raise your hand for a magic missile, and being terrified of the fact that skeletons just rose from the ground, you whiff your attack. Makoto, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I try to use my dual scimitar. And we are rolling for initiative first, correct?
Rolling for attack. Initiative's done.
Initiative's done. Okay, rolling for damage.
No, you're rolling for attack.
Rolling for hit. Jesus. Okay. Jesus. Okay. 4 plus my modifier. So I have a modified 8.
Still scared. You swing it and miss.
I had a feeling.
All right.
Air- Rising.
Yes. The time for reading is killing Aurelius. Rise.
I am. I'm just gonna start with a basic attack for the time being. And that is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Sir.
14, and that is 1d8 plus 6. Grab a d8. And whoop. Oh, well, that is a 7.
7.
Yep, 7.
You raise your axe and slice into the skeleton, and it just kind of dematerializes. It falls apart.
All right.
Dead. One of them is dead.
That's pretty
Oh.
simple and easy. Alright, come on, get it together, you two. These things are easy to kill.
Skeleton turn. Good beer. You're going to take 4 points of damage. Thousand Suns, you're going to get whiffed. Makoto, you are going to get whipped as well. The skeletons kind of amble about, very messy in their stature, and just swing and miss. And kind of. Ra, you're up. Initiative?
Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna try. Yeah, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna. Fuck.
L slot? That's what you're gonna do?
Hmm.
You just watched Aurelius one tap it.
You just rage. Feel a power surge coming up.
No, I will. No, actually, this is what I'll do. I will try to hit one with my Yakwa.
Okay.
That is, yeah. We'll do that. God damn it. Only a 5. God damn it.
Take your Yakwa, and you whiff. Kind of miss altogether, and you're just, again, taken aback by the fact that skeletons have rose from the dead.
God.
Mako?
Take a chance here. And I'm going to use my scimitar again.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh. 6.
You, still terrified from seeing skeletons rise from the dead, also miss.
Mhm.
Alright.
Aurelius.
That is definitely going to hit. That is like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Modified 24. All right, here we go.
Good beer.
Yes.
Did you roll a 19?
I rolled an 18.
Okay, never mind.
That is a 7.
You raise your axe, just kind of like you're at a fun fair, and just splayed at another skeleton.
Ah, this is fun. Come on. This is a great time. I'm having fun. I don't know about you two.
Just gonna roll all of them at once. Ra and Makoto, you each take 4 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
They don't do a lot of damage.
Well, knowing you as our faithful DM with a great job of narrating, there's a bigger threat that's coming. I can feel it in my fits. I can feel it. So that's why the chipping is going to come into effect soon.
Stop.
Don't worry, I got lay on hands.
Ra, top of initiative again.
Oh boy.
I'll heal you boys right up.
I will cast Firebolt cantrip.
Really?
Oh boy.
Stefan.
Go ahead.
What'd you get, Taylor?
7.
Plus,
Nothing.
you don't have a casting modifier?
That's with it.
Oof. You raise your hand and illuminate your hand and fire a firebolt. It launches across the room and hits the wall, adding to the heat in the room.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Makoto, you're up.
I'm gonna again try to use my. Again, I'm gonna try to use my. Oh, you know what? Yeah. No, I'm gonna save that. I again try to use my. Oops, give it.
Go ahead, swing.
Shwing.
Well, okay. It's an 8. That's just.
That's with your modifier?
Yeah. It's with the modifier.
Wow.
Ah.
I've been there.
What did you get?
You
8.
You got an 8.
Oof. Yeah, it's gonna miss. Aurelius?
All right, here we go. Once again unto the breach that is 19, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That'll hit.
The mightiest of sevens coming back for a vengeance.
You raise your axe again, just gleeful at this the slaughter of just helpless enemies against you, and bring it down and slay another one.
I am just dying. I am just happy on the inside. This is grand old times. Woo! This is more fun than the exploding Noglight show.
The 4 skeletons remaining kind of amble about and miss their attacks. Wow, we're back at the top of initiative.
Aqua. Modified 17.
That'll hit.
That is 10 damage.
All together?
Or, no, I'm sorry. It's 11 damage total.
You raise your Yakwa and you also slay a skeleton for the first time, kind of regaining your composure from seeing the undead rise.
There you go. Have some fun with it.
Makoto, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. That looks to be a 6 plus 4. 10. Modified 10.
You're just whiffing it around, bud.
Yeah, I know.
Girly
can't help
shriek as the skeleton gets near you, and you kind of drop your sword a little bit. Aurelius, it is your turn.
Oh man, that one may not. Let's see. That is a 12.
Overexcited, you swing your axe and actually miss this one.
Oh, whoops. I guess I don't miss this one.
Skelly's turn. Aurelius, you're taking 6 points of damage.
Jesus Christ, they fucking did. Wow.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, they all turned to me.
Yeah, you're killing things. They're going to turn to you and say hello.
Okay.
Rock, top of initiative.
Once again with I will do fuck shit. I will do Yakwa again. Fuck it.
Swing that Yakwa, boy. Swing that Yakwa.
Modified 6.
7?
6.
Yeah, it's gonna miss again. Go ahead, Makoto. Swing that shit.
I'll try. Modified 7.
All right, I'll go ahead and just roll now.
Why
Go
don't you
ahead,
go ahead and Aurelius?
Oh, I ain't hitting that. That is a 9.
Jesus, guys, they're just skeletons.
I can't help the dice, bro. Like,
My die had it good, and then it popped on back to a 3.
The skeletons again whiff.
mm,
Sounds like everyone's getting kind of an off night. Ra, we're back at the top of initiative with you.
Same thing. Jesus fucking. It's a modified. But it's a. Yeah, it's a nat 1.
oh,
You go to swing your Hyakwa and slip on a patch of water that's still melting from ice and fall prone.
Oh no.
oh my goodness.
Go ahead and swing for me, Makoto.
Okay. Please find numbers. Please find numbers. Please find numbers. Okay, that plus 4. Oh, I'm getting 15. Modify 15.
Now hits.
Thank God. Okay. 2d6 plus 1. Wait, no, hold up. I can't count. Those are 2d4.
2d4 plus what?
Plus 2. So that's 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Do my second one. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 9 damage total.
You're going to finally slay one of these skeletons.
Yippee!
We all get one.
Finally.
That's good.
You know
You're
what?
composed now, and slay the
Even
undead.
You know what? In a moment of friendship and togetherness, I jump up in sync mid-air with Aurelius, and we high-five each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all get one. My roll is a 16.
That'll hit.
Ooh. Let's go.
Oh man, which one do I want to use? We're gonna use this one because we're gonna try to get a mighty blow here. That is, it's, guess what? It's an 8. We've stepped up one number from the 7 to the 8.
You'll kill another skeleton, regaining your composure to fight.
There we go. I got a little bit giddy there for a minute. Sorry about that.
The last one will again whiff its attack with its disadvantage, and it'll go on to Ra. Your action, you want to use it to stand up?
Yeah, I'll stand up.
You have meta magic. You can cast a firebolt as a cantrip for your bonus action.
If that's gonna cause a sorcery point, then no.
No, you can use it. Firebolt's a cantrip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't cost you a sorcery point. You have meta magic.
Then I suppose I'll do that.
You have quick casting, so you can cast cantrips on your bonus action, can't you?
Yeah,
You're a lot bigger than you let yourself on to be, my guy. Come on.
I got quicken.
Yeah, because you can use a sorcery point to cast a full spell, or you can cast a cantrip as a bonus action.
Then
I believe.
yeah, I'll just do that, I guess. Modified 20.
That'll hit.
There you go.
$10 damage.
Ooh, good.
Just that'll kill it, by the way. So the last skeleton goes down. Just so you're aware, Ra, every time you attack, you can cast a bonus action. As a bonus action, you can cast a cantrip, even if you cast a spell.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So you've been very heavily deploying your character, but you can cast 2 spells in turn if you use your sorcery point.
All
Like
right.
2 first. But yeah, the skeletons all die. and as the last one falls to the ground dead, the doors slide open, and the temperature and the lights in the room start to dim as the torchlight takes back over.
Whoa, that was mighty fun. I don't know about you two, but I haven't had a good killing spree like that in a long time.
As you the pedestal starts to vibrate and kind of shake, and out from the center of it comes 3 flasks that are filled with a red liquid.
Ooh, red liquid, you see. I grab one and smell it.
It's I don't know, you got me there. I don't know what those smell like. It smells like magic.
It smells like magic.
It smells like magic.
I use Arcana to deduce its function.
Give me an Arcana check. 5 or higher.
I just grab it and expect it.
13. Modifier.
Tell that if you drink these, they will heal your wounds to a certain degree.
I'm already drinking it. I smelled it and it smelled good.
Before you tell Aurelius what's going on, he slams his drink back. Go ahead and 2d6 for me.
2d6, you said? Uh, 5.
You'll regain 5 points of health.
The entire
I
time he's
constantly
doing
drank
that,
on
I am kind of staring at him and looking at him with a look of extreme annoyance.
Because you're looking at him, you notice the scratches on his face from where he took a wound start to mend themselves upon chugging this liquid. But you already know that it's going to heal you in some way. Makoto, give me a perception check.
12.
As you are inspecting your flask, you notice that Aurelius slammed his back and also saw it start to kind of heal his wounds.
While this is happening, I would also like to use one of the charges on my necklace.
Yeah, you got them bad boys.
And that is 1d12 healing. 2.
You guys also watch as his necklace lights up, and one of the beads seems to drain of color as more of his wounds are healed.
Mm.
Still need to roll mine.
Go ahead, roll yours, Taylor. I'm drinking it.
Yes, I will just...
2d6.
Six total.
You heal 6 points of damage. Makoto,
I'm about to roll mine right now, so let's see.
okay, 2d6.
I got 6 in total.
You heal 6 points of damage.
Real fast before we move on, if it's all right, can I ask what their current health pool is?
You can ask in character how they're feeling, and metagaming, you guys can tell him what your health pool is.
Okay.
But you'll have to ask one of them individually, and when you guys tell him in game, you need to describe where you're at with how injured you are.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise-
Real fast before we move on, how Makoto, I'm asking you, how you feeling? How you doing?
How you doing? Well, if you're drinking that liquid, I'm guessing it was some potion of some sort. I had a deep gash, say, across my back from where the skeleton jump scared me. The gash is gone, but I still have some bruises from where the other skeleton tried to batter me to death with its broken sword.
How many points are you at?
23.
Of
28.
28, 23 of 28. Okay, I would like to use Lay on Hands to heal Makoto for 5 points of damage.
Makoto, as you describe what's going on, without saying another word, Aurelius walks over to you with his hands starting to glow with holy energy and grabs you by your shoulders, and your wounds close themselves.
There you go. Should be feeling all better now. All right.
Thanks. And I bow to
Thousand
him.
Sun, how are you doing?
Well, I'll say my ego is hurt my body. But other than some scrapes and bruises, I'm okay.
All right.
22 out of 26.
22 out of 26. I would like to heal him for 4 points of damage.
Aurelius walks over to you, his hands glow without saying a word again, and grabs you by your shoulders, and the rest of your scrapes and bumps heal.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
You guys are now faced with 2 directions, left or right.
Well, this one wasn't too bad. Do we want to use the right is always right method again?
I have another suggestion.
Oh, aye. Go ahead then.
Makoto, sword maiden.
Yes.
What would you like to do? This passage was built by this trial was built by your evil counterpart. So, what would you do?
Not a bad idea.
I smirk at Ra. You know, you're really pulling your weight. You're full of surprises. I think I ponder the orb. I'm pondering to myself, thinking of what my evil counterpart would do. I suggest that we go left. I think that may be where the exit possibly could be, or at the very least where the other me is hiding. That's where I would put myself.
All right. Left it is.
I say I'll trust you this time.
As you're moving left, Makoto, you start to notice things about your surroundings on the inside of these walls. They're starting to become more familiar. And as you fall into the main, this next room, you see a tree has grown inside of this labyrinth. And kind of on the edge of the wall, there's a piece of wood that has been sprouted, looks like the stone was sprouted out from underneath of it, that's caught kind of in the stone. And the wood on the wall, or the wood actually reads your last name.
Mm. Mm.
Your character starts to come to the realization that this was the tree you grew up playing in with your father and your mother.
Oh yes. Okay. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Oh man. No. It can't be. There's no way that this is the place. How does she do this? Why would she do this? They see that I'm visibly like shaken up a little bit.
What's the matter?
Quick pause. Makoto, I lost part of your backstory. Could you send that to me on Discord?
Yes. I'm glad you paused. Use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, and then I'll bust it up.
We're gonna take a quick 5 minutes here, guys.
Short break.
Short break for a bathroom. There's some stuff I need to verify with a backstory that I lost on my phone, and I apologize. I know where I'm going with it. It's just I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. So, quick bathroom break, everybody. she used to play with her father. Now standing for her.
No, it can't be. That. Why would that be here? I say this out loud.
What is?
Is
What
there
is it,
something
Sword
with the
Maiden?
tree?
I kind of cut my eyes at them. It's nothing. Let's just keep going. And then I start walking further into the path. Further down.
I go up to inspect the tree.
I do
As
too.
you inspect the tree and Makoto starts to walk away, you guys noticed a small doll sitting at the base of the tree. The initials of Makoto first and last initials on its foot, carved into it.
This is interesting. I pick up the doll very gently, and just like look at it a little closer. Huh. These initials.
I
Hey,
see.
do you think this
So-
belongs to...
The Sword Maiden, yes.
Well, I think we
Makoto,
should-
you just before exiting the room to see if they're following.
Come on, guys. We have to keep going. What are you doing with that?
It was sitting here at the tree.
I rush forward and
This
take it from
tree.
his hand.
What? Alright then.
Speed, Makoto swipes this from your hand.
Alright then.
Is this?
Listen, you shouldn't go through other people's things, okay? It doesn't concern you. Come on.
It was laying here at the base of the tree, lassie. And we are in a completely different world from the place that you grew up in. So if it's here, it might be a little bit important to what we need to do in order to get out of here.
I concur. This is your doppelganger we're dealing with.
To you guys, she may be my doppelganger, but to me, she's just a ghost. Part of myself I tried to kill long ago.
Oh, that's great and all, but one way or another, she's still your fucking doppelganger. So, therefore, we need you to maybe, unfortunately, go into some repressed memories. I've already done my fair share of diving into shit that I don't want to deal with. So, the least you could do is go through it yourself in order to get us the fuck out.
I kind of glare up at him with his stature, and I just say, I'll do what I can, but just stay out of my way.
Are you still holding this doll?
Could you say that again?
Are you still holding the doll? Like, what are you doing with the doll?
I'm holding the doll, and then I inspect the doll after saying my previous statement.
You see your initials still carved in the bottom, and you recognize this doll. Very, very much so. In the sense that this is the same doll you left at the base of the tree when you decided that you would no longer act as a farmer and learn the ways of a farmer and go to the temple with your mother who had gone crazy. No one else knows this. But you remember placing this doll here as your final keepsake and goodbye. But you remember burying it, not placing it at the tree.
Mm-hmm. I swore I would never go back. It's kind of funny, actually. My doppelganger bringing this up. But even she got it wrong. I would never keep it out in the open. Bury it because it's no longer part of me.
Do you think she's trying to say something to you? A message, perhaps?
Maybe. But honestly, I think she's just trying to fuck with me.
Let me, if I may, what is that doll to you?
It reminds me of a life that I chose to be better than. I chose not to live. There was a time back in my village. Now I need to pull the fucking backstory. Back in my village.
He's gonna pull up his own backstory.
There was a time. There was a time back in my village, a little ways out, from the very first place we met. In all honesty, my mother, bless her, in whatever lucid sense she had before that time, she was a farmer, a simple woman, but quite clever. My dad, on the other hand, he was a warrior, very honored, very respected. But there was one war, I think it was with the Giants long ago. He ended up not coming back. My mother, in her distraught grief, she just wasn't the same. And at that point, she didn't support me. She didn't support my dream or me wanting to follow in my father's footsteps. And so but I couldn't stay and live a simple, plain life being a farmer. It just wasn't for me. At that point, I had decided that I had outgrown her. There was nothing I could do for her. She was praying to basically all the gods and goddesses to bring her lover back, but my dad was dead. I knew this. The sword that I wield is his sword. I just had it reforged to remember him, but also to keep a piece of him close to me. But she can't let him go. So at that point, I decided, since she's already so far gone, there's nothing more I could do for her. I would try my best to become half the warrior my father was. And with whatever gains that I had, I would try to help her, but I would seek out either the gods or the goddesses, the ones, the fucking false idols she praised, to heal her mind if I could one day. That's truly why I've decided to become a warrior, and in some essence, I've attempted and failed to join a guild or some type of group to venture with. And this thing that this witch is doing, I don't know what her end game is, but I know we have to get out of here.
Makoto, why don't you go ahead and say your last name out loud for everybody?
Character sheet.
Did you forget your character's last fucking name?
Yes, because I didn't write it on my character sheet or my backstory.
We talked about this.
I don't remember when we talked about it, my guy.
And then write it down.
You gotta have a mind like a steel trap.
I do not have a mind like a steel trap. I have a lot of stuff. Where? Send me the name, please, Cesar, please.
You're supposed to write it down, homeboy.
I couldn't remember.
Typically, that's why I write my full character's name down on the D&D Beyond character sheet.
Well, I
wrote my full name.
Hit one on the fly, but give your character a last name.
Well, that's the thing. When I made it, I didn't give her a last name.
We talked about her one with the secret that you have.
Raishin. There you go.
All right.
The MR, as she announces, Raishin was her last name. She kind of fills you guys in. Goodbeer, go ahead and give me a history check.
Good old history.
Write that down right now.
Please do.
Never want to. I never.
History. There it is. That is 17.
As she's telling you about what happened to her father and the fact that he went off to fight in a war with the Giants, you remember from your past the war that set you on the path of revenge. And remember a human coming to the aid of your guild at the time the giants attacked. And striped across the back of his leather armor, engraved before this a very plain sword that he had told you he'd left at home. You remember strictly seeing him charge into battle with Ryzen plated on his back.
There's no way.
What?
What is it?
I think I knew your father.
Tell me more.
That battle with the giants. He came to our aid. The aid of the Imperium's men. We fought hard against the giants. And... father... just a little bit of rage seeps out of me. My father, at the head of the opposing giant army, those who worshipped corn, came to the village and attacked. Your father showed up to aid us. Now, I don't know if I quite remember what happened to him, because I unfortunately was knocked unconscious during this battle. But when I came to, everybody in that town was dead.
I dropped my head in a what's the word I'm trying to use? In a almost impressed but knowing sense. It sounds about right.
He could still be alive.
I will tell you, when you found his body, because he is dead, when you found his body, you noticed 5 giant dead bodies laying around his.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
you do this. I'll give you that little tip.
Okay. Wait a second. Hang on. Yeah. I have bad news for you. I do remember him now. I saw his body when I was going through the wreckage. He did not go down without a fight. He took 5 of those Khornate worshipping bastards with him.
Tears start to well up in my eyes as I look down at the hilt of my sword, my father's sword. Yeah, that sounds just like him. He never stopped fighting.
My condolences, Sword Maiden.
At the end of this statement, Makoto, you hear a very familiar giggle from one of the corridors to your right.
Oh boy. What was that sound?
What sound?
What sound?
You didn't hear that?
No.
The giggle.
No.
I rush off to the sound.
Sword Maiden, don't!
Okay, well, where are going now?
As you're rushing toward the sound and you turn the corner, down the hall you see a familiar figure, also with a purplish hue in their hair, looking almost like you, but just slightly smaller, in more of a ghastly form, running the corner and giggling. As you chase down the corridor, you realize that the pathing underneath you has turned from the traditional stone at the entrance to more of a gravelly path. You see familiar park benches, and as the terrain starts to turn from a traditional labyrinth more into a village-esque setting, overgrown fountain appears before you in the next room as you go through.
Well, what is this?
Maleficarum.
Makoto, your sense of surroundings is starting to seem so familiar that you realize that this is the village you grew up in. Except there are new walls replaced and barriers designed in the space of a labyrinth instead. And your mind itself is starting to form the layout.
Oh, wow.
I lean over to Ra. I think that the powers of Tzeentch might be at work here.
I clench my fists. Tzeentch.
I know
might-
that's not what you want to hear, but it's very possible.
If this,
I'm just enamored walking through my childhood village while
I
still
would-
chasing
I
this
would-
girl.
I can
You guys- You guys see Makoto now far more confidently traversing this labyrinth. Every step she's taking, you can kind of feel her confidence grow stronger as she's leading you guys as you're chasing after her, following the shape running through. I'm gonna let you guys finish your conversation as you're running.
Just come to think of it, if the witch did make a deal with Tzeentch for her powers, that would explain a lot.
Indeed. I don't particularly like dealing with Tzeentch. I prefer dealing with Korn or Nurgle or even Slaanesh. At the very least, those three don't try to fuck with your head every 5 seconds.
My question is, what's the purpose of all this, and where's this leading to?
No
Judging
clue.
by the Sword Maiden's pep in her step, if you will. She's familiar with this place.
Indeed. I guess we can keep following her, but keep your guard high. At least the Canis Helix keeps me aware and alert.
Where Tzeentch is concerned, I don't think any.
Okay, as you guys finish your conversation, you guys are find Makoto stopped in front of a swing set. Makoto, all of you are staring on as this kind of spiritual form, and now you guys can now see that it looks just like a younger version of Makoto with her hair, still the purple-esque color, but something just slightly different. Makoto, you notice who this is finally, that you can get a good look at her.
Mhm.
It's your younger sister. The scene playing in front of you is your younger sister swinging on a swing set.
Mm.
A ghostly form now starts to walk out from behind the wall and starts to kind of apparate into pushing her. And
Yeah.
you all see that this ghostly form is your mother.
Mm.
All right.
You don't know who these people are, but they look very similar to Makoto.
All right, wee lass. Time for more explaining. Hate to do this to you, but it's time to rip off the Band-Aid.
I glare up at him. Don't you notice? Well, no, he wouldn't know that. I begrudgingly look up to Aurelius. I said, "This is my mother. Well, the younger one is my sister, and the older one is my mother. Before the accident, she was a different person back then."
As you say that, an apparition of your father comes into the picture as well, holding your hand, and an apparition of you follows him over the swing set as you just listen to the merriment of you swinging on this old abandoned swing set.
That one I know. No explanation needed there.
Apparition of her father.
And then my dad. And then I move closer to almost touch him.
As you get close enough, all of the apparitions fade, and the giggling stops as your hand reaches out and touches nothingness except the barren wood of the swing set.
And I look downward, depressed. Yeah. Of course it wasn't real. There's no way they could be alive.
All right. Well, I say that unfortunately we need to keep moving. The longer we stay here, the more chance we have of getting attacked.
My condolences, Sword Maiden. I know this is not easy, and for what it's worth, I admire your conviction.
You guys continue down the path in the corridor, and as you round another section, the wall to a tavern has kind of erected and is being held up by kind of the Labrys-esque theme as it's going in and out. You see the inside where the tables are all torn up and begrudged, and the apparitions have reappeared. Except your father is not there. It is you and your sister, a few years older, sitting with your mother with her hands in her hand, her head in her hands, crying as a soldier stands before you at attention. And without even knowing what could be being said, you know exactly what this scene is displaying.
Mm. God.
I have an idea of where this is going.
Yes, indeed.
Aurelius and Ra,
Hmm.
as your conversation earlier spread to one of the gods of chaos, I will tell you now with your divine sense, there is no chaos going on here. The sense of dread from all four of the corridors has started to dissipate.
I'm not feeling anything here. Not a sense. It's all fading. There's no evil here. It's, in a way, this just kind of feels like a memory in constant play.
Fascinating.
Makoto, are you doing anything here?
Oh God, I'm thinking.
Remember, Makoto right now. Get deep into this character.
I know. I'm trying. I only wrote the script so far. What am I doing? I try to go and sit next to my. Well, nope. I try to go sit next to my mother. And try to comfort her illusion. As I feel that it's real, as I'm reliving the moment that soldier told my mother that my father had passed.
As you reach your hand to comfort your mother and put it onto her back, she evaporates again. And again, a trail of light lights up for you, and that you know is the correct direction to start heading.
I follow the light.
As you follow the light, and you two follow Makoto, you see another scene start to play out in the next room. It is Makoto's younger sister fighting with her mother, and this time there's audible apparitions instead of more. They're kind of fuzzy and like vibrating when you see them, but their voices are playing, and it says, "It's your fault he's dead. You sent him to the war, all for this blasted farm. It is your fault." And the mother starts crying again. She's begging her daughter for forgiveness and saying, I couldn't have stopped him. He knew what was right. He just went to save lives. You have to understand. Makoto, you do not remember seeing this scene.
In shock and awe, I move closer to hear them.
You can hear them very, very clearly as that argument was transponding. All of you can.
So, I am assuming this is... So your sister seems to have had some kind of fight with your mother about your father's death.
She's blaming him for... She's placing the blame on her. Why?
I don't know. She was never like that as a child. She was so full of hope and love and joy, and then I don't know why she would blame Mom of all things about our father going to war. I mean, he trained all of his life. He knew the risk, and yet she blames Mom. I never knew this. This is something new for me as well.
Was it perhaps... Maybe this isn't your memory. Maybe this is Mira, your doppelganger's memory.
That could very well be possible.
The apparitions start to fade, and again, a light is illuminated.
Question remains:
Oh.
why is she showing us her memories if they truly are?
Well, you've led us this far. We lost. Continue leading.
I start to form an epiphany. And I'm thinking, I voice this opinion. Well, I don't voice this out loud yet, but I'm thinking in my innermost thoughts while we're walking. Could this possibly be my sister and not my mirror copy? Because there's no way I would have known. I didn't know of this memory. And even if it is a reflection of myself, unless it's some of her witchcraft, I don't know of this exchange that my mother had with my sister. Only my sister would have known that. Or my mother. So I keep this inner thought to myself as I'm walking, following the light.
As you follow the light, you come to a training ground that you recognize your father used to take you to. In the corner of the labyrinth-esque room with the training dummy there, you see the old wooden sword your father used to teach you swordsmanship.
I go to pick up the sword.
As you pick up the sword, memories flood from within you. And you remember every time your father taught you to swing, to block, to parry. Every time you used the dummy. Every time your sister watched from afar instead of putting her hands on a sword. All the giggling, the laughing, and the favoritism that you got for wanting to be a warrior. You remember all of this as you pick up this sword.
Good memories. I wish I could have them all back. I wish that time could have lasted forever. I wonder where she is now. I miss her so much.
I believe we all understand what it's like to miss family.
I can't say I'm in agreement with that statement. The only one that I may miss is my mother. But my father, not in a million years. Until I have his heart, his still beating heart in my hand, I will never rest.
I started to wipe the tears, some of the tears away from my eyes. And here I was. I thought I was the dark one.
As you finish your statement, another light illuminates down another corridor.
I follow the light down the corridor.
Without realizing it, you guys have come to almost the center of this labyrinth. Enter the main room. It's a giant circle.
Okay. This is
Hold
different.
What is this?
Makoto, you...
Center.
And as you're searching around and kind of taking in the sights, you realize that this is the temple that you grew up in as your mother had a mental breakdown. Visually see the broken out room that she spent most of her days in, willowing in agony, praying to gods, forcing the two of you to pray to gods as well. And as the realization starts to hit you, Mira Makoto comes down from the ceiling and she says, "Oh, well, I didn't expect you to recognize this place. But I guess it's time we play one final memory for you, huh?" And as she waves her hand, you watch as you and your sister apparitions appear, arguing audibly about what to do about your mother. It's time to let her go and leave. We can't keep staying here, as your sister argues back, but we have to help Mom. It's my fault she's like this. I'm the one who pulled away from her. I left her alone. And your memories are playing out as this conversation had happened prior to you leaving officially.
Mhm.
But something is starting to change at the end. Your sister, instead of pulling away from you, starts to get closer to you. And in the apparitions, pulls out a dagger and stabs it through your heart and lets you fall as the apparitions dissipate.
Oh,
And you look up to Mira Makoto. And you have this realization, not anyone else, but you have this realization that your inner thoughts were correct. This is your sister, and she's taken on your name and alias.
oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm just excited. Oh,
Alright.
What are you gonna do with this information, guys?
realizing this information, I
You don't know the realization yet.
oh god, okay. Dang, I called it. Oh man.
I'm
I'm
just
distraught
listening.
I'm distraught by what she showed us, and I yell up to her, still thinking she's me, that my sister would never do that. You're nothing but a liar and a thief. It's time to
And
end this.
after that statement is when the realization hits you.
Oh
The
man.
sister you lost when you left and presumed dead is in front of you using your name.
You seem a little taken back there, Les. What's wrong?
Yes.
We need to go now. We need to leave.
I don't think she's gonna let that happen.
Yes, that's
She chuckles, it giggles a little bit, and says, "Looks like you've finally realized, haven't you?"
Emboldened by the moment, even with the shock and awe, I step closer to her. Well, she's floating. I look up at her and step a little closer. I'm not afraid of what you are, but I am troubled by who you are. What really happened when I left?
You never left. You didn't just see what happened. You wanted to abandon us and leave me to deal with her all by myself. You wanted me to fix something that was completely broken and that you wouldn't assist in your own blood. And then I found the truth. Our father never died, did he?
But he did. I have his sword right here beside me. We saw the soldier when he came and tried to comfort Mom.
You have the mortal sword. You think I got these powers from nowhere?
Oh, sister, you're confused. What are you talking about? Of course Dad is dead. Where has he been this entire time? What has he been doing if he hasn't been gone?
The mortal father is dead. And I guess you could say the other one's dead now as well. But I'll tell you what. Tyr put up more fight than you did.
Did
I
you
look at-
just say
I-
sister?
I look at Rose. Did she just say Tyr?
Tyr? Who is Tyr?
Can I do I do a history check to
You know who Tyr is from your studies. You can tell everyone.
Tyr is a god. Tyr is a god.
Oh, bloody heretic. God.
And not just and no. He is not. He is not like the gods of chaos. He's a god of justice. In fact, he's one of the most powerful gods that lives.
How do you know this? The only god that we know of, and the only god that is true at the very least, is the God Emperor of mankind.
Oh, please, Wolf. Oh, please, Wolf. In my studies, you will find that there are more gods than just the Emperor and the Empress.
Then they too must be slaughtered.
What?
Well, Wolf, I've taken this one from you. I've already slaughtered my father with the help of the Mirror King. You big oaf.
What?
You killed a god?
You're
Makoto,
telling me?
Your realization has hit, by the way. It is full-fledged in your face of what she's saying.
Oh my god! I was down in my hands, traumatized. There's what? You're telling me that our father's a god of justice, nonetheless, and that you were able to slaughter him, but you were able to kill him, slaughter him nonetheless. But why? Why would you do that? What would compel you to do something so horrific? You were the reason that Mom had the breakdown. Why would you do any of this?
Simple. After I killed you, I felt the rush, the power that comes between holding life and death in your hands. Being a god among men, wielding the ability to make others bend to your will, summoning monstrosities that can just devour your enemies. I took it all in. And now nobody can hurt the people that I care about, as I care about no one. And you can't tell me you haven't realized by now your strength comes from a mere mortal. As she raises you into the sky, it's time to show. It's time to show them your true form. Shed your mortal body. Show them your power. As she, as her arms start to flex as she raises you, her description is gonna be a little different than yours, but her skin starts to turn a shade of bluish, and demonic black wings sprout from her back.
I knew that Tzeentch was at play here.
Would my character being a scholar know what an ASMR is?
Yes, he would. A child of the gods.
Can I, alert them to that?
Character, homeboy, go ahead.
I guess as I see the wings and, but Evil Makoto is the one with the wings right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as I see her, I guess I too realize after she said she's the child of a god. It's like, holy emperor, she's a. I kind of grab her wrist. Do you not realize what she is?
I know that she needs to be destroyed.
No, you fool! She's an ASMR. She is the child of Tyr.
Child of Tyr. That means nothing to me. We are children of the Emperor himself. Therefore, she is nothing.
She's a lot more than nothing, Wolf. We claim to be sons and daughters of the Emperor. She is born from the flesh of a god.
We were remade in our Father's images. We were remade in His light. There is no difference. Born, reborn, one way or another, we are all children of our God.
Figurative, Wolf, not literal.
Makoto, do you have anything to say with what's going on? You are now lifted in the air and watched. They still don't know this is your sister. You've now watched your sister turn into an ASMR. Do you have anything to say?
I was waiting for my turn patiently, but yes. As I witness this, I am just fully appalled. What kind of monstrosity are you? There's no way that we. How come Mother never told us this? Never told us of our father's origins, who he was, what he did.
Mother didn't want to harm us. That's who she was praying to all this time, trying to find answers. But all along, we were the ones sitting there. Nobody even knew we were here. And now I'm taking the power for myself. As I said, shed your mortal body and make this a fair fight.
I look at her confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never become something like that. This is my true form. This is who I am. That's who I've always been.
She giggles and says, fine. I'll force it out of you. As she starts to strangle you, you feel a power welling inside of you.
I begin to writhe in pain. Ah!
We can't
Power
let
starts
this
to
happen.
well in you. You guys notice that she starts to having a glow.
Can I,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I do an Arcana check just to like see if I can, I don't know, get a sense of how powerful she.
Hold your Arcana check.
Okay.
As she starts to bathe in a very bright white light, Aurelius, your magic sense, your good and evil sense, starts to feel the same like sense that you had felt when Ura came to you and helped you with your axe.
What is this power?
You start to the same kind of heavenly sense now coming from Makoto as she's writhing in pain, and the light starts to envelop her even further. Her skin turns into more of a metallic-y, like pale form. Her eyes start to glass over with more of a cosmic look. Her skin starts to change and not turn necessarily purple, but it's still like a pale metallic white. She looks very different, but the same, not so much. And you can see her robe start to tear at her back. Makoto, you are still writhing in pain as this transformation is being forced upon you. As your sister is... Go ahead. Who's talking?
I'm just writhing in pain. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, as you writhe in pain and your sister starts to force this out of you, a light appears in your hands as you grab the magic she's using to choke you, and the spell itself starts to shatter, and your wings fully burst from your back. And unlike your sister's, which are completely black and dark, yours are a nice heavenly white, as you rip the spell from your throat and regain your composure.
Good
With a-
lord.
The sword maiden is ASMR.
I float with my wings. I told you, this ends here and now.
She looks like Sanguinius.
I freaking call out to even. Oh, you're screwed now.
Going to I forgive me, this will be the one time in this entire campaign that I kind of push toward what you're doing. You're going to raise your hand and feel a sense rush through your body as a spark starts to emit from your palm. And you have now learned the cantrip Firebolt as it blasts from your hand and hits your sister. And instead of phasing through her like most of the other attacks, it makes direct contact, dealing 4 damage, but knocking her to the ground and showing you that she is actually here. You can now add the spell Firebolt to your character sheet as a cantrip.
Wow.
You're gonna have to write that one down because you won't be able to write it down in D&D Beyond.
Yeah. So you're gonna
Getting it done.
it comes with your class or your race.
Mhm.
You also now have a flying speed of 60 feet
Whew.
in your form.
All right. I think now's the time that we step in.
Now, to go back to a previous question, as the firebolt is unleashed, and you are now looking at your hands, kind of debating what just happened. Miller, you asked if you could roll to distinguish our power.
Mhm.
In this moment, she rivals her sister's power from her anger and hatred.
Whew.
Oh wow.
I guess I'm just a stop. I look at her. There's like no better way to say this. There's a nerdy glee in my face because as a scholar I'm witnessing like two ASMR person, something I never thought I would see. Just this is unbelievable. Their powers are matched.
Also see Aurelius grab his axe and ready to run to the fight.
Of course.
Charge!
As Aurelius starts to charge the fight, other Makoto, or Mira Makoto, because again, you still haven't revealed that this is your sister, raises her arms and summons a Chimera and a Minotaur.
Oh, son of a
Oh, boy.
bitch.
In this moment, Makoto, this is your superhero moment. Roll me 2 d20s.
Oh boy. Well, that sucks. Okay, that's a 3.
With advantage.
Okay. 6.
With your mod.
Okay, modifiers plus 2, so that would be 8 for both.
Well, I was going to let you have a weirder superhero moment, but I'm taking the dice out of your hands. I was trying to in a different sense, but you as she summons these monstrosities to try and force you back, your rage fills you even more. And you call in a sense, you called upon your inner self, now still filled with rage, and raise your father's sword and let out a yell and along the lines of, this is over. Because you did say, I'm coming for you, right? You said, I'm coming
Right.
for you this now.
Yes.
You repeat that statement and say, your filthy mongrels will no longer stop me. And slice both the Minotaur and the Chimera's heads clean off as they rolled Aurelius and Ra's feet.
Oh wow.
I jump over
Wow.
the Chimera, still booking it
I
forward.
I gracefully sidestep the Minotaur's head.
Before you go into this fight, we are going to end the session here, but I'm going to end it with this. Mirror version Makoto rises back up from the firebolt and flies back into the air to match you on your level.
Mhm.
And says, bring your lackeys. We'll end it here and now. It's time to show you why killing him was the correct answer. And she starts to well magic into her hands. From killing the Minotaur
Mhm.
and Chimera, and because we're kind of on your play here, you individually are going to level up to level 4.
Damn.
All right.
As to let you know, we're cutting it here. You feel the power well inside of you as you level up.
Okay.
So you also gain at level 4 an additional action on every turn.
Ooh, shit. He just got an action surge.
Yeah,
I mean-
not just action. You use action surge, you get 3 attacks a turn. You take an additional every
Action.
turn. 4.
Per turn. Is there one more thing I can do before we end the session? I'm not going to engage like in a fight or anything, but I just like a line of dialogue and one action I want to do.
Go ahead.
as the power is welling up in her hand, and she meets my gaze, and we're face to face. And the power is welling in my hand. I lean close, and I end up outstretching my hand back, and I slap my sister across the face, knocking blood out of her mouth, and I say, I loved you with all of my heart. I did everything I could to protect you and our mother. But after this day and everything that's happened thus far, it's time I bury you with my past sister. And I say this out loud.
What?
Well, didn't see that one coming.
She looks at you after receiving the slap and says, well, sister, let's find out which one of us is right then. That will be the end of the session.
I did it. Oh, the moment. Oh.
All right, let me go ahead and minimize that real fast and go to this. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. If you guys do enjoy coming out to watch these, please make sure that you leave a like. Smash the subscribe button as per always. And with that, everyone, by the way, to give you guys a heads up, we are so very, very close to the 100 subscriber mark. It is not even funny. We are 11 subscribers away at this point. If you guys could just go ahead, spread the word, get it out there, that we're that close. Help the channel grow. We are right on the cusp. I cannot wait. And at 100 subscribers, I'm hoping to do a 100 subscriber special with all of our friends. Multiple games as per the usual. Probably some drinks and some fun. Maybe a little bit of chit chat and that type of stuff. But other than that, with our session ending today, make sure that you don't miss the next one, which will be next Saturday. It'll be next Saturday, starting around the same time, 10:30 or 10 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So with that, everybody, once again, thank you all so much for coming out, and we will catch you all in the next episode. Deuces.
All right, time for our debrief after session. What everyone thinks.